So on 16th November, I was presented before the court, Honorable Wendy Michemi. She listened to all the evidence that has been availed. She listened to how the case has been handled. She was made to know this is a matter that happened August and now being presented in November on a matter of assault, which a matter of assault does not need much in terms of investigation. Within a matter of 24 hours, you should be presented before the court with the evidence because you have injured someone, or rather some days, 7 days, because someone has to go to the hospital, be ascertained that he has been injured, and the witnesses are there. It was in office. So when Michen, she made a very good decision. She decided to send us for alternative justice, like arbitration. We go for arbitration, and when we were given a judicial arbitrator, and we are given a date. Me personally and the boss with our lawyers to meet at Nyayo House before the arbitrator. When we met before the arbitrator, we could not agree because the boss was pinning me down like to accept that I am wrong. But I could not accept that. In fact, I made him to be aware that I am also suing the Citizen Microfinance Credit, the harvester from people, for unfair termination. I told him to explain before the arbitrator what was my capacity to be able to assault him, being armed, being a CEO in his office with a bodyguard, with the two managers who obviously were on his side. And the issue on hand was also job related. It's a matter of I was a recovery officer from the microfinance, so I was involved in recovery of the vehicles for the defaulters and also the auction. So it all related with my job. We disagreed. From there, the first day we finished the court because I like eating the nail while it is still hot. I went to the office of the old DPC, that is the DPP office, and I asked them, what is the conclusion to the letter that you ordered AG to reinvestigate my case? Have you got any response? They told me no, we are still waiting. I asked them, are you aware that today I was presented before the court? They said no, we have not done any recommendation for your charges. I knew things are cooking. And also to build my when from the first day I was arrested, the thought of appearing before the court was in my mind. I started building a credible evidence. First, I called two of my friends who happened to be lawyers, practicing lawyers at the Central Police Station where I was being held. They stayed with me there, but they left. So they were part of the people who saw whatever was happening. They followed up. They asked whether I was under arrest. They were told I was not under arrest. That was 1st of August. Now it is 16th of November. I'm before the court. We have been sent for arbitration. Now I've gone to the DPP office. He has said we are still waiting for response from ODVV, from the AG Attorney General. Attorney General, he told me he is still waiting for answers from DCI headquarters. I went to DCI headquarters again the same day. I'm rounding them up. They told me we are still waiting for response from DCI, the Nairobi area. They wrote another letter requesting Nairobi area. How comes I am before the court? Nairobi area, they said they have no answer and they did not take me before the court. I was taken by Central DCI officer. They created a different file to take me before the court. This Kenya is a man-eat society. Someone is playing with my freedom, risking my freedom, because when you are before the court, you are risking going to jail. And see, this is a person just using his money. So after building all this evidence, I went back to DPP. DPP wrote me a letter indicating that the regional DCI officers and the central DCI officers have are colluding to obstruct justice. He wrote another letter specifically addressing the IO as a person of importance to have obstructed justice and prematurely presented me before the court. So the next mentioned date, we went before the court. We told the court we disagreed and we need this case to proceed. By this time, I was facing financial challenges of legal presentation. So I sat down and wrote a letter to USA, that is the International Justice Mission. They have the head office in USA. I wrote them. They directed me to an office in Kenya, where after presenting all the document, they ascertained that I needed free legal presentation. So I was given 2 lawyers to handle my matter. So any court appearance from that date, I had 2 lawyers presenting me. This it added me strength. I also went to the Internal Affairs Unit to, to represent a complaint of compromise and obstruction of justice by the DCI officers from Central Police Station. It is that time I received a letter from Bugay directing transfers of those officers. If you read the bloggers from Nyakundi, it's like if you Google Daniel Mwoki Kimoyu, also recovering of some Mwananchi credit assorted by the Mwananchi credit CEO. It was all over the news. Now Nyakundi, Cyprian Nyakundi was blowing the matter out. He was writing left, right, center. So this thing was gaining traction. And despite whatever I was going through, it gave me confidence and strength. Though at the same time, I had been let down from 1st of August. I was discharged of my duties, so I was not employed anymore. I lost my job. I could not get job because I'm facing a criminal case. So it became a quagmire to the extent that I lost my family, because my then wife was told that this guy is facing a court, he has lost his job. So she became desperate. She started cheating on me. She even went to an extent of being paid a separate house, and without me being aware, at Pipeline. So she started setting herself there when I was not aware. One day I come out from court. I come and find my house kaput, nothing. She has gone with the children. Job lost, court case, family gone. Things were turning terrible, and they were taking toll on me in terms of depression. But as a man, there are situations, there's a point you reach in life, there's no repass, there's no going back what you started. It is either you fight to the end or you get finished, you are done. Because it was a matter of a miss that I get jailed for no reason. So I ignored the issue of the family. Then I would just run after the children. At the end, I lost it. I gave up. I would just go to see, because she went and adopted the children from their mothers. They stay with their grandmother. I was left alone in the house, facing court case. So I said, my mind, my strength, I need to concentrate on the court case, because if I think about the family at the same time I have lost a job, at the same time I'm facing a court case, I will go mad. So I concentrated with the court case, and it continued. First all the DCI officers from the DCIO from Central Police Station, they were transferred. The issue continued. The initial magistrate was transferred. Then I got a different magistrate who took over the case. Mention after mention, mention after mention. The witnesses became scared, and the two managers who were at the scene of crime, they had been listed and they had written statements. And in a criminal case, before you are taken before the court, they order you to be supplied with everything that is going to be used against you. All the statements, anything that you are going to rely, they should give you before you proceed so that you prepare your defense. So they were ordered to provide. Remember, they had taken my phone. They were ordered to provide everything that they need to, that I need, that they are using against me. They provided the statement. I read the statement. There were total contradictions. From the bodyguard, from the CEO himself, from the each one of the witnesses, they had written nonsense. I don't know whoever was directing them. In terms of, because when you are reading the statement, you read the timing of the events, who says what happened when, what happened. That is, there should be a sequence of all the events, and there should be no contradiction, because they should prove beyond any reasonable doubt. So my job now was to cast doubt on this evidence, on these statements, and also to prepare my own defense, because I had a huge file of documents that I had prepared to face them before the court. First time, they are not coming, witnesses are not coming, mention after mention. It is now 2023. 2023 is ending up. There is nothing that is coming over. Then when it came to September, that is a year after we started this case, the court decided now we have to bring to the end this matter. The prosecutor, who is at Milimani, because what happens, there's a corruption that happens in the criminal system. If someone wants to misuse you, and these DCI officers, they will run to the DPP office at Milimani, then they obtain a letter recommending your prosecution. What they never knew, the letter that was preceding me, the prosecutor at Milimani never knew that I had done a complaint at the head office, the headquarters, which is superior office, and they had initiated a parallel investigation. So it was misused to recommend charges to me. So when it was eminent that the witnesses are not coming, and remember, when witnesses are failed to come to court, they should be arrested. They should be declared hostile to the court and arrested. But in this case, when it came eminent that things are falling off, the prosecutor decided to withdraw the case. And on September 13th, I was declared off the hook. My cash bail returned, but the case was dropped under Section 87A, which means it is lack of evidence. So in the event that they get more evidence, the case can be reinstated. So in this case, I had to be wise enough, because I felt I have not achieved justice and I cannot let the injustice prevail, because I know everything that has happened is injustice. Now I went after them. The International Justice Mission, they completed their case at that point. So now I had to get another lawyer and institute a case for malicious arrest and prosecution, which is now before the court. I had to institute that case against the Attorney General and the CEO, so that I can face them before the court. That was within 24. I also filed a case for unfair termination. Those are the cases now before Miliman. But in this, the best thing of the case now, I am the complainant. In both of the cases, I am the complainant. So this shows how, if you are not prepared to fight, you can be cornered. And most people are behind the cells. They are in prisons just simply because there was obstruction of justice, there was compromise, there was corruption, all this because I was getting letters from credible officers dealing with the same matter in the same NPS, that is National Police Service, but contradiction was too much and everything was against me, and there was a direct uh, connection or observation that there is a mishap and I was sidelined across. The IO should be neutral in this case all through before recommending for any person to go to jail to appear before the court. So that is how I prepared against all the odds. But where I am, despite all that I have gone from 2022 to now, I am still fighting. As I started 2025, I have now the two files open, a, a case against the state and the CEO, a case against the company for having using publicated charges as an excuse to let me off their job. Thank you, and take lessons as much as you can. Wherever you are arrested, remember, if you find that the IO, the investigating officer, is compromised, your first office to knock is in the Internal Affairs Unit, IAU. They will help you and they will summon the police and they will be answerable if there's a proof of compromise. Also, be able to learn if you realize this is a case against you. Understand there is nobody who is coming to save you. It is upon you to save yourself. Avoid any other distractions along the way, like the way I lost my family. My wife ran away. She eloped with another man. Those were distractions to me. I knew the battle ahead of me because at my age I can still remarry and I can restart a family again, but it is not over until it is over. Thank you.